once again, everyone. I welcome you back to our course, Microsoft Packages, and still I'm Edith Agaba, and I hope you still remember where we stopped from our previous lecture. And now we are going to start with the next lecture, and we are going to talk about how to insert text, how to insert symbols and special characters, and how we can design the text that we are going to insert. We are going to start from where we stopped, and I think you remember we had saved our document on a desktop and we had given it a name, and I told you how you can open a saved document, and we are going to go through the same procedures to open our document that we saved in the last lecture. I remember we had saved it on the desktop, and when we check on the desktop we can find it. We had saved it in a folder called Rich. So I will come to my desktop and I will double click on that folder Rich, and it will give me the files that are saved in that folder. And I remember we had saved our document as Road. So I will open it. You realize now there are two. One is in a rich text format and another one is in a Microsoft Word document. So I will open the one of the Word document. So I will double click on it to open my file. After double clicking, it will open. Now after opening, as I told you today, we are going to insert text. And inserting a text, it is simply typing. So you are going to type. Let's say we want to write, this is my first word. Let's say we want to write that. And after, we are going to see how we can insert special characters. Special characters, I mean the hash, the brackets, the less than, greater than, equal signs, addition signs, the symbols like the diamond, the and, the star. So we are going to see how we can add those symbols and those special characters. First of all, with the special characters, they are always located on our keyboard, and they are on top of the buttons that have numbers. So when you try to see on your keyboard, you realize we have the numbers and they have the symbols on top of them. So to insert those characters, we have to use the shift button. So we long press the shift button and we use that button that has that character that you want. Let's say I want to write a % sign. So I will look for the button that has the % sign, and for this keyboard it is located on 5, and I will long press shift and press 5, and it will give me that character. If I want to put the star, you realize it is on 8, so I will long press shift and press 8, and it will also give me that symbol. So we want to see how can we add symbols that are embedded in our document. So these symbols, we go to insert in the menu bar. I think you remember the menu bar, the title bar, and the tools bar. So you go in the menu bar, and this is the menu bar, and we go to insert. Then after insert, you will go to the right corner of the tools bar and you will see the word symbol. So we will click on this drop down and it will give us the symbols. By clicking, it will give us the symbols. I will ask for more symbols, and it will also give me those symbols. So these are the symbols. So I can select any symbol that I want. Let's say I want the multiplication sign, or I want the circle. So after selecting, you click on insert and it will give me that symbol that I want to include in my document. Insert and close. So it has given me the symbols. So moving from there, I want to take you through now how we can select the document, or how we can select the text or a word or a line or a paragraph. So you realize now we have one sentence, but now I will take you through how we can select a single character or the whole word or the whole sentence. If it is a paragraph, you can also select a paragraph. So when you want to select, you long press the right button, then on long pressing the left button, I will long press, and then I will scroll up to the words that I want to select. Now I've selected this is. So that's how we can select. We can also call it highlighting. So that is how we highlight. By long pressing on the left button, then you scroll until you reach the words that you want to select. Let's say here I want to select letter M. So I will long press the left button, and then I will scroll to select my letter M. So that's how we can select a letter or a word or a paragraph. If it is the paragraph, then you have to scroll throughout the whole paragraph, and you will have highlighted that paragraph. And I'm going to take you through how to edit content by inserting new characters, words with the existing text. So let's say I have this text now, and I want to insert another text within the existing text. Let's say I want to insert, maybe I want to insert, this is already. Let's say I want to insert a word already. So you will move your cursor to the position you want, and I want to put the word already after is. So I will bring my cursor here after is, then I will be able to type to include another word. I will add already. So you realize I've added another text into the existing text. So if, let's say I want to add a letter, maybe I had forgotten S and I want to add it. So I will bring my cursor to where I want to insert that text, and I will easily type it. So that's how you can add a text or a word in the existing text. Then we shall see how to use the undo and the redo commands. The undo and the redo commands are always on the title bar on the topmost of the document. So using this document, you realize that this is the title bar. So the undo, they are all, and the redo, they are always in the left corner. So this is when you just pause there your cursor, you will see that it will bring you the word that it is undo typing, and in brackets it will bring you Ctrl plus Z, which means another option is pressing Ctrl Z to undo. If you point on this other one, it will tell you that repeat typing, which means redoing, and it is bringing you in brackets that control plus y, which means another option of redoing is control plus y. So let's say I want to undo now. So I will click here on this arrow and it will take me to the previous action that I did. If I click undo again, it will again take me to the previous action that I performed. If I click on redo, it will take me forward to another action. Then if I click again, it will also take me forward to another action. So you realize undo takes you back and redo takes you forward. Oh, else let me use now the control actions. We have known that Control Z is for undo and Control Y is for redo. So I will say Control Z to undo, then Control Y to redo, then Control Y to redo. So that's how we can use the undo and the redo commands. So let's now see how we can duplicate a text within a document between open documents. Duplicating means like moving that same document, that same text to another document or within the document, but we want to put it multiple times. So this brings us to a new thing which we call copy and paste, which means to duplicate that word or that sentence or that line, we need to copy it and then paste it. By copying, you will not delete it, but you will just copy it and it will remain where you have copied it, and it will again go to where you have pasted it, which means to be there 2 times, or it will be there, the number of times you paste is the number of times it is going to appear in that document or in another document. So let's say I want to copy this word already, and maybe I want to put it here and at the end. So I will say I will copy it. I will first highlight. Then highlighting, I think you remember how we highlight by long pressing the right button and then we scroll. So after highlighting, I will right click. So I will right click after highlighting. Before doing anything, still I want my word to be highlighted, to remain highlighted. So I will highlight. After highlighting, I will right click. Then after right clicking, you will realize it will bring me options and I will select copy. So by clicking on copy, which means I've copied now, I want to paste. So I will take my cursor to the position where I want to paste that word or that sentence. So I will bring my cursor. Remember, I want to paste it after first and after the symbols. So after first, I will bring my cursor to the position I want to paste that specific word, and I will again right click. By right clicking, it will bring me other options. So I will select paste. So by pasting, you see it has now pasted it to this position, which means now I have already and now already here. So which means I've duplicated already. I've duplicated this word already. So remember, I want to paste it again at the end of the sentence. And I told you that by pasting, I will be duplicating that word according to the number of times I do the pasting. So remember, now I've pasted once, which means it has duplicated once. By pasting for the second time, you don't need to copy again, because my copying has been maintained. So I will now do the pasting. I will also right click and I will select paste. So it has already pasted. So now there are 3, which means I've duplicated it 2 times. So that's how we duplicate. And if you want to duplicate it to another document, still I will first minimize this. Maybe I will open another document and I want to paste it here. Remember, my copying is maintained. I don't need to copy again. So I will also right click in this other document and I will also paste. So it has also pasted it in another document. So that's how we do the copy and paste, which we call the duplicating of the word or a sentence. I can do it using a sentence, I can use the whole paragraph, I can use the whole text. So that is how we copy and paste. And now we are going to do another thing, which is moving a text within a document or between several documents. I want you to realize that duplicating and moving are not the same. They are different. Let me go back to my document. I'll first minimize this. So my document, this is the first document. So I want to move. I want to show you that duplicating is different from moving. So I will also highlight. Let's say now I want to move first, the word first. I will highlight it. After highlighting, without doing anything, I will press my right button. I will long press it. Then I will bring my cursor. Let me again highlight. Then I will long press. Then I will bring it, move the cursor to the position. You realize the cursor keeps on moving. So where it has stopped moving and I remove my finger on the left button, realize that word will be moved. So this is different from duplicating. Duplicating, you see, our word which we want to duplicate appears the times we paste it. But moving, it will move from that press that it is to the new press that I'm taking it. So you realize the word my first has moved from this position to this new position. Now let's say I want to move it to another document. And remember, my documents are located on the menu bar on the desktop. So I will again highlight it, keep my cursor, my pointer there, and I will long press it and bring my pointer. I will take it now to this. So by clicking on it, you realize I will bring it in this document and I open it there. Let me move now this already. So I will highlight it, I'll leave my cursor there, long press, and I will move. So already has also shifted the position from the end to where I wanted it to be. So this is moving a word. You realize it is more different from duplicating. So we are going to talk about another thing, which is deleting texts and lines and paragraphs. So let me first go to my first document. I will close this, come here, go to this. So this is my document that I had. So deleting, we use the backspace button on our keyboard to delete. But before deleting, you first need to press the cursor to the position where you want to start deleting. So let's say I want to delete this word already. So I will press my cursor to the position where I want to start deleting, and I will press backspace to delete. Or I can use the delete button to delete a character on the right hand, and I use backspace button to delete a character to the left hand. Let me first undo to return my word, and I will show you how we can use delete and backspace buttons. Let me first undo. So by undoing, I've brought back the word already. So now I want to use the backspace button. Backspace button, remember, I delete going to the left side. So by pressing the backspace, I will delete Y, delete D, delete A, delete E. Then if I want to use the delete button, I will press the cursor at the start of that word that I want to delete, because the delete button deletes going to the right side. So by clicking delete, it will remove A, R. So you see, it will be deleting going to the right side, and the backspace button, it deletes going to the left side. So that's how we can delete the text, by using a delete button and the backspace button. We are going to see how we can use the search. We can search for a word, or we can search for a sentence or a character. And searching, we use the navigation bar. In our navigation bar, we will find where to search from. You will realize this sign, this symbol means searching. By mere pressing on it, you will see search for more things. So this is how we search. So I will press my cursor there, and I type what I want to search for. Let's say I want to search for the word word. So I will type word, and while typing, it will keep on highlighting for you what you have typed. So when I keep on typing, it will keep on highlighting, which means I can easily search for it by writing in the navigation bar, and I will search for what I want. Either it can be a word or a sentence, but it will keep on highlighting for you what you want to search for. We are going to another thing, which is using a simple replace command for a specific word or phrase. We are going to see how we can replace a word with another, how we can replace a character with another. So replacing, we are going to, let's say we are going to replace the word already with ready, maybe ready. So we first highlight that specific word. Let me first undo. There. I want to replace the word already with ready. So I will first highlight that word that I want to replace. So I will highlight already. I think you remember how to highlight. Long press the right button and scroll until you reach where you want. After highlighting, you release your left button and you look for the word replace. Replace, it is found in home. Then replace, it is on the right corner of the tools bar in home. So I will click replace. By clicking repress, it will bring for me a menu where I'm supposed to put the word I want to repress and the word I want to repress it with. So because I have highlighted already, it will automatically come here, find what, then repress with, which means here I'm going to type the word I want to repress with. So I will write read. Remember, we want to repress already with the ready. So I will type ready. After typing ready, I can choose repress or repress all. Choose repress is when you want to repress only that word, that specific word. Then repress all is when you want to repress all those words that are in that document. So by clicking on repress, I'm going to show you all the ways of replace and replace all. Then let's first start with replace. So by clicking replace, it will replace for me that specific word that I highlighted. So I will say, after finishing, I will say close, which means I'm done with replacing. Let's say I want to replace all now. So let me first undo so that we go back. It is highlighted now. Then I will click on replace. Then after clicking on replace, it's already typed ready. Then after, I will say replace all, which means it will look for me every word which is already, and it will replace it with ready. So you will see it has replaced this and this. Then after, I will say close. So you will see it has repressed all the words already in my document to ready. That is repress all. But replace, it will only replace that specific word that you highlighted. So that's how we can replace. And now we are going to see another thing, how we can change text appearance, the font size, the font type, and the colors. So we are going to start with the font size and the font type. So font type, by highlighting, if you highlight the word, it will bring you this, which means it is in the font type Calibri. Then the font size is 11. So this is the font size and this is the font type. Or else you can view them from the home, from the menu bar, and by selecting home, you realize it is here. So this is the font type, the current font type of the word. Then this is the font size. So if you want to change the font type and the font size, remember our word that we want to change is highlighted. So I will click on the drop down and it will bring me different font types. So I would select the font type that I want. Let's say I want this. So I will click on it and it will give me a new font type. If I want to change the font size, I will also come to the font size, click on the drop down, and it will give me different font types. So I will select, let's say 20, and it will give me a new font type. So that's how we can change the font type and the font size of the text. Then we shall see how we can apply text formatting, such as the bold and the italics. Bold, we first also highlight. Then we have this B, I, So B is for bold and I is for italics. So by clicking on B, it will make my word bold. By clicking on I, it will make my word italics. And that's how we can do the bolding and the italics with our text. And I think for today we are going to stop here, and next lecture we shall look at how to apply the superscripts, the subscripts, and how to copy the formatting, paragraphs. And I think for today, thank you. I still remain Edith Agawa.